This true story took place in the Philippines. In 2012, one of the worst floods in the country's history devastated entire communities, destroying homes and displacing millions of people, including tourists. One man, Mario, woke up to horrible screams. Jumping out of bed, startled, he headed to the window of the room and witnessed people swimming for their lives. Mario was a fisherman and remembered that he had 2 life jackets at home. He grabbed one and put it on and gave the other to a neighbor. Mario jumped into the water and let the current guide him downstream. As he did, he suddenly heard a cry for help. As he swam closer, he spotted a woman yelling, "My foot is stuck in the window!" Mario took it upon himself to free her leg. He swam forward and held the woman on his back. The girl was relieved, but soon fainted from the trauma she had just endured. Supporting her, Mario swam up to high ground and collapsed from exhaustion. He also sustained many injuries from floating debris. After a few minutes, Mario barely regained his breath, and the woman regained consciousness too. She thanked him for saving her life. The woman introduced herself as Amy and said she had come from Abu Dhabi with a friend who was unfortunately swept away by the flood. "I'm very grateful to you. You saved my life, and someday I can thank you," Amy promised firmly. Listening to Amy's story, Mario felt his own loss. What the flood had taken away could not be recouped. Dreams, plans, even small savings. The day passed, and towards evening a strong wind blew in. A helicopter could be seen approaching the stranded duo, shouting words in a language Mario did not understand. Amy jumped up and started waving her hands towards the helicopter. When the helicopter descended, people jumped out of it and headed straight for Amy without even noticing Mario. To his surprise, the helicopter came just for her and forbid him from entering, even though Amy's incessant screams still let him in too. The helicopter flew away, and Mario, realizing that no one was coming for him, began to descend the hilltop he was on alone. The floods destroyed everything. Mario lost his home and his boat, his only means to a living. To make matters worse, he had no family, and so started sleeping on the beach. He spent a few days on the beach, eating coconuts and the fruit that came out nearby trees. A few days later, a helicopter descended on the beach. Mario saw tall, large men come out of there, accompanied by a young woman and an elderly man. It was Amy. She ran up to Mario and hugged him. Amy was joined by her father. They both thanked Mario for his heroic deed of saving Amy. In gratitude, Amy's father invited Mario to Abu Dhabi for a job with a good salary. Mario politely declined, saying he wanted to stay in his homeland. Amy's father smiled and admitted they thought Mario would respond as such. They invited Mario to board the helicopter, and together they all headed for the next village. When they came down, Mario saw some fishing boats, which Amy said it was all a token of her family's gratitude, adding, "Dad had been thinking long and hard about how to thank you." Once we act humanly and unselfishly, we can not only change someone else's fate, but also our own.